What's going on, guys? Frank Nitty here, and I know I have not made a single video about Green Bay all season long, and I really do apologize for that. But the main reason why I didn't want to make any more is just because I'm just I'm just tired, man. I'm tired, and I'm just fed up with making video after video talking about this playoff loss and that playoff loss, and trying to come up with all the answers that I can think of why things had to go down the way that it did. But at the end of the day, this was just yet again the same results. Just like the video I made last year, where I titled it. I titled it because that's the way I felt, and that was pretty much how I felt, even with this season. After last year's loss to Tampa Bay Bucks, my my excitement for the Packers just left me. I don't get my hopes up anymore. I just don't. As much as I love Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, I just don't get my hopes up anymore. I'm tired of this team having so much regular season success, and then they get to the playoffs and they do what they did on Saturday night. They, I mean, other than a guy like Rashawn Gary and some of the other guys on the defensive line, I saw a team that just was not ready to win nothing, anything. There was just no urgency from the Packers outside that opening drive. They couldn't be bothered to give a damn. They just couldn't. And so even though I told you that even though I am tired, videos like these aren't necessarily hard to make. They're actually become more easier because you just at the end of the day you just know what was gonna happen. Yeah, I was still watching the games. I was still tweeting. I was still cheering when they won. I was angry when they lost. It's funny how three seasons in a row now, and the Packers have won 13 games and have absolutely nothing to show for it. They just, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I just don't give a damn. I don't care what Aaron Rodgers does in the regular season. I don't care how many touchdowns he throws, how many yards, how many less interceptions. None of that freaking matters. It just matters nothing. The regular season and the playoffs are two totally different things. Can you win in the postseason? Can you get back to the Super Bowl? And the answer is no. The answer is no. Green Bay is just not that team. They're not that team. Nobody is scared to play the Packers in the postseason. Nobody is scared to come to Lambeau in the freezing cold. Because when these teams come to Lambeau in January, they play better than Green Bay majority of the time. It's like the cold. It's like the cold literally plays against Green Bay more than it helps. We're supposed to be the team that's in the that's has that home field advantage of being in the freezing cold, and opposing teams play better than us. How is it, with this loss to the 49ers on Saturday night, Aaron Rodgers is now 0-4 against the 49ers. I don't know what it is about this team. We just can't beat them. We cannot beat the 49ers. I don't know what it is about them and why we can't beat them. We just can't beat them. It's disgusting. It's embarrassing. And it only just hurts Aaron Rodgers' legacy even more. 3 straight seasons with 13 wins. A bye week, and you just can't get it done. You can't come up big and make plays when the team really needs it. The defense goes out there and plays their ass off. They pressured Jimmy Garoppolo all game. They sacked him and made stops when they needed the stops. They gave the offense ample opportunities to put this game away, put up some points. They punched the punch out ticket to the championship game, and they just couldn't do it. They didn't allow a single touchdown, and the 49ers scored all their points on special teams. And you still couldn't win? And this is why I tell all you Packers fans to just stop getting your hopes up. The Green Bay Packers are playoff chokers. That's just what they are. I hate to use that word. I don't like using that word, but they're just playoff chokers, man. They don't know how to win in the postseason. Year after year, we gotta watch Aaron Rodgers and those guys go out there. They might get as far as the divisional round. They might get as far as the title game, and don't do enough to finally get back to the Super Bowl. One of the biggest problems with the offense all year long, and again, if I would have making videos, I would have been mentioning this many times, but I watched it happen so many times all season where the Packers would just start off slow and eventually get it going, but then will go into a slump once again. So many times this season, we especially late in the season, the Packers would just get into these slumps, and the offense just would not be able to do anything, and will let these teams hang around for way too long. And thankfully, at no point in time did it hurt us until now. You let teams hang around for this long, this is what's going to happen. You go all season long with an absolute abomination of a special teams. Everybody knows that football is the ultimate team sport. You have to be good at all three phases if you want to be a championship caliber team, and the Packers are not. The Green Bay Packers have had the absolute worst special teams for over a decade now. This is the same special teams that the year that we won the Super Bowl. Okay, I'm not even talking about right now. Let's go all the way back to that year when we won the Super Bowl. We almost gave up a touchdown on a kickoff to an offensive lineman. That is how bad the Packers are on special teams. And I said it. I didn't make a video, but I left a comment on a video. What was it? A week ago, after the Tampa Bay Bucks and Eagles, I left a comment under that video, and I said that the Packers were going to lose this game. The 49ers either do or excuse me. I said we were going to be eliminated from the playoffs at some point due to either our run defense or the special teams, and I was 100% fucking right. And just so nobody thinks I made that up, I'm gonna screenshot it and put it right here in the video. I left that comment a week ago, and I was dead ass right. So what can you say? What can you really say of why things had to end the way, go the way they did? A block field goal, a block punt, everything that can go wrong, man. Everything that goes wrong and everything that's a problem with the Packers rears its ugly head in these playoff games, and they just don't come to light until until these this point in time in the season. And then everybody wants to say, "Oh man, they're so bad." Yeah, if you've been watching the Packers, you would have known this already. You would have known that Matt LaFleur and those guys did nothing to fix his special teams. Nothing. To go in the season with absolute atrocious special teams, and that's what's gonna fucking happen. And yeah, the special teams deserves most of the blame, but then also Aaron Rodgers and the offense deserves just as much. Because after taking that quick 7-0 lead, the next drive Marseille Lewis fumbled the ball and the offense completely died. They went into their vintage slump that they done so many times throughout the season. They just couldn't do anything. They did nothing for the rest of the game outside of Aaron Jones' big catch and run that ended the half with getting the field goal blocked. Aaron Rodgers was under pressure a lot. He was. But not to the point where he just couldn't get anything going. All right, Aaron Rodgers has been playing football for way too long to not have any type of awareness and vision and his vision on the field to be so bad the way it was on Saturday night. It was so bad. He was not seeing the field at all. Aaron Rodgers threw the ball 29 total times. He targeted Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones combined 21 times out of his 29 passes. There was no spreading the ball around. The offense's two biggest stars, you targeted the most. Allen Lazard, Randall Cobb, Marcedes Lewis, our other tight end, EQ St. Brown. All those guys combined for only 2 catches or 6 targets. It's already exhausting enough for these wide receivers to be running as many routes as they are, but it's even worse when you're running on these routes and you don't even get a ball thrown your way. Nowhere near in your direction. Those guys ran 75 routes but only had 1 catch total between all of them. Our last possession, offensive possession, Rodgers completely missed our tight end underneath. He was being pressured, but there's no reason, no excuse why he didn't see him. And then he missed Allen Lazard also wide open on a deep route on 3rd down where he threw the ball trying to force it downfield to Devontae Adams into double coverage. And he deserves all the blame for that poor performance. Absolutely horrendous performance all around. I can't defend Aaron Rodgers. He was trash in the second half. Absolute trash. Like I said, his field vision was just gone. He was just locked on Devontae Adams and nobody else. Forcing the ball to him even when he wasn't open. I mean, you want to talk about a lack of trust in your targets? You couldn't have seen a more better glaring display than what you saw Saturday. He had no confidence in none of those guys. None of them. You know, it almost felt like I was watching Aaron Rodgers in 2008. You know, back when he first took over for Brett Favre, and one of the biggest problems he had throughout that season was how long he would hold the football. You know, Aaron Rodgers got sacked 5 times, but a lot of those sacks were contributed to the fact that he was just holding the ball for way too long. He wasn't getting the ball out of his hands. And that's just ultimately why the Packers are going to be sitting at home on the couch once again. Because the offense just couldn't get it done in the second half. They just couldn't move the football. Special teams is atrocious, and Aaron Rodgers and the offense choked. They couldn't do a damn. They couldn't move the ball, and were just going 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out. The Packers, Matt LaFleur, just went out there and coached pretty much. You know, it literally felt like Mike McCarthy was back in Green Bay. With a conservative play calling, the Green Bay Packers were pretty much playing not to lose instead of playing to win. It was a losing strategy. You know, it's funny how well Aaron Rodgers was managing a lot of games this season, but when it mattered most here in the playoffs, he couldn't have been. He was absolutely worst. The offensive line, all that rotating they did all season long, finally bit them in the ass. No David Bakhtiari once again. Finally bit them in the ass, man. Again, the garbage ass special teams finally bit them in the ass. Finally lost them the games. And that's why your Packers are once again sitting their asses on the couch. They're not a Super Bowl caliber team. You can bring back these guys, a lot of these guys, all you want. You're just gonna get the same exact results. Do I want the Packers to go on a long slump of losing? No, I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see their team go through that. Nobody. But we just be wasting Aaron Rodgers' time and everybody else's time by bringing these guys back, and the results keep being the exact same. Again, the Packers offense had opportunity after opportunity to take full control of this game and go by 2 or more scores, and they just couldn't do it. So I'm just done, man. I'm done. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. The Packers are completely out of all excuses, man. There's no more excuses for this team. There's no more excuses. They had so many chances. Rodgers has had so many chances to get back to the Super Bowl. Last year was a great opportunity to get back to the Super Bowl, and you blew it. You begged and wanted a title game at home. You got it, and you still lost. This year, you got the number 1 seed again. Your defense didn't give up a single touchdown. You're at Lambeau and you still lost. Playing on the road, being let down by the defense, none of that applied here. You can't blame those two things. Those old excuses are completely gone and out of the window. You wasted 2 golden opportunities to finally get over that hump and play in the Super Bowl once again, and you just couldn't do it. You can't do it. The Packers over the last decade have just been nothing but playoff chokers, man. Losing these games one way or another, just getting owned, by being completely owned by the 49ers. We are their bitches. We are completely the 49ers bitches in the playoffs. We can't beat them. We can't beat them. We can't punch our way in the Super Bowl even when we have better matchups. We just can't do it, man. So, I don't know what the future is going to look like. I have no idea what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. But whatever he decides to do, if he decides to stay here, yeah, you'll get that regular season success. You can get those MVPs, man. But it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean nothing. And I hate to be so hard on Aaron Rodgers, but right now he deserves all the blame in the world. Because he was garbage Saturday. He was garbage. Great quarterback. He's the biggest reason why we've been winning for so long, obviously. But you come out and you play like that, it's unacceptable. And that's why you deserve to be sitting at home right now. You don't that team didn't deserve to be in a Super Bowl, and they didn't even deserve to even move on to the championship round. Because they weren't playing championship football leading up to that point at all. So, like I said, I knew what was going to happen, man. I knew they were going to lose, and I hate to be such a pessimist and things like that. But you just know how this team is. If you've been being a Packers fan for this long, if you've been watching them, especially during the Aaron Rodgers era, you know what's going to fucking happen. You know what's going to happen. They had so many chances to get back, man. Way too many chances, more than any other team, other than the Patriots, obviously under Tom Brady. But that's besides the point. The point is the Packers at the end of the day are playoff chokers, man. That's what they are. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna still love my football team. I'm gonna still root for them, regardless of what the future holds. But the future is definitely not gonna be a Super Bowl. At least not while Aaron Rodgers is still here. Aaron Rodgers will never win another Super Bowl in Green Bay. You can mark my words on that. Because he can't even get back there. It's one thing to just get there and lose, but he can't even get back there. So as far as I'm concerned, Aaron Rodgers, I love you, man. And if they, for whatever reason, give you a 4th MVP, I mean, for me personally, I don't see what reason is it to give it to him over Tom Brady personally. And I'm not a Tom Brady fan at all. But still, if Aaron Rodgers wins the MVP again this year, as far as I'm concerned, he can take that MVP trophy and shove it up his ass. Because these individual awards don't mean shit to me. It doesn't mean nothing to the Green Bay Packers. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing if you can't even get us back to Super Bowl and win one. So yeah, there you go. We walk off the field as losers again. A familiar territory, something that no Packers fan should be, that every Packer fan should be used to by this point. And that's all I got. Until next time, peace.